And Senator Leno, I know you have a witness that has to leave, so welcome to the committee.
Thank you, Madam Chair and committee members. Appreciate your accommodating us. I have Supervisor Malia Cohn from the Board of Supervisors from San Francisco, and she's going to be testifying on behalf of our bill, SB 475, as she makes her way back to her board meeting this afternoon. The issue before us is the gun show at the Cow Palace, which is on state-owned property straddling the county lines of San Francisco and San Mateo counties. And it is because of that anomalous situation that it's not on county property but on state property that we're here today. The issue first came to the legislature 9 years ago this month. Then State Senator Jackie Spear, now Congresswoman Spear, brought a similar bill to the legislature as a result of town hall meetings she held in her county of San Mateo. The top priority of all of her constituents at these many town hall meetings was, please end the gun show at the Cow Palace. We don't want them, and they are doing our communities great harm. Let me just share some brief statistics. The Cow Palace itself is just directly located across from the Sunnydale Public Housing Project. It's near the communities of Visitation Valley, Bayview Hunters Point, and the Mission District, all which have been severely plagued by gun violence in recent years. At times, these communities are not unlike war zones. In recent years, these communities have counted for 44% of all the homicides and more than 30% of all the guns seized in the city and county of San Francisco. So that is a significantly disproportionate amount of gun violence and homicides in just these few little neighborhoods, whether you know the geography of San Francisco or not. In the last 6 months alone, there have been 75 homicides and gun-related crimes in just a 2-mile radius of the Cow Palace in San Francisco County. So this bill is a strictly district bill. We all occasionally bring district bills to the legislature. This will impact nothing other than this one little piece of land, which again, strangely enough, is owned by the state, not the counties. And it's all about local control. And we use those terms, local control, very often around here. And what does it really mean? It's really to let the decision-making be made by those closer to those people who will be impacted by the decisions made. So even though San Mateo, San Francisco, Marin, Alameda, and Los Angeles counties have passed local ordinances prohibiting gun shows on county-owned property, because this is state-owned property, that local ordinance doesn't impact the Cow Palace. So we're not banning anything in this bill. We've tried that. I got a ban bill to Governor Schwarzenegger's desk a few years ago with the support of the legislature. Unfortunately, he vetoed that bill. So this year we're back with a different approach. It merely says, with the respect for local control, that should there be a proposal for a gun show at the Cow Palace, have the Board of Supervisors from the County of San Mateo and the County of San Francisco pass a resolution in support of that decision. I don't know who may be elected to the county boards in years ahead. If they want a gun show, they'll have a gun show. But if they don't, respect for the local communities who are suffering the gun violence on a daily basis, and respect for community values and standards should be heard and implemented. And I would just ask you, why should this community in particular have to suffer the results of a decision forced upon them by Sacramento? So I would ask for your aye vote.
That concludes the testimony. Are there questions or comments from members of the committee? Senator Leno?
Thank you, Madam Chair. And committee members, you've been more than gracious with your committee time, and I know you have a long agenda. I'll just be very brief in response to some of the comments made both by those who were in opposition seated at the table and those who have spoken at the microphone. First of all, the issue of the use of public property. There was concern of First and Second Amendment rights. Multiple court decisions have ruled that county bans on gun shows on county property are constitutional. So just to put that argument aside altogether. Additionally, Many of these comments in opposition would have been meaningful and germane if this bill intended to ban gun shows throughout the state of California, which it does not, and I would never author such a bill. With regard to Ms. Lynch's comment, she said if you don't have gun shows in California, we'll have fewer DROS accounts funds. Well, I'm not suggesting we have fewer gun shows in California. I'm just saying that if you want one in your front yard, and if you want one in your neighborhood, and if you want one 3 blocks from your child's middle school, I will co-author the legislation to make sure that happens. But if you don't want one, I will stand by your side to make sure that the state doesn't impose it upon you. And that is exactly what this bill is about, local control. I would ask for your aye vote.
Thank you. Is there a motion on the bill? I'll move the bill. And I will support the bill today. I find very compelling the senator's last remarks. I'm a grandmother of 7. I wouldn't want one at a school, the school, 3 blocks from my house. And I would like to have the opportunity to decide. And it sounds like there are many people here who would like to have one in their neighborhood, close by, opportunities to view and sell guns. And that is certainly their right. And as you said, there is nothing in this bill that would deal with that. This is a local control bill. I've always been for local control.
And a district bill.
A district bill, even. Right, okay.
Madam Chair, I think I'll take the author up on that. Let's do a bill together. I would like one in my community.
In your front yard and 3 blocks from your child's middle school.
Yeah, because guns don't kill children.
Okay. I'm there.
Mentally ill people kill children.
Okay. Thank you. Let me just, right. We don't have expressions of clapping or booing or anything on either side ever in this committee. Also, just as an aside, there are chairs upstairs for people who can't find a seat and who may want to sit down. However, okay, the bill's been moved. Secretary, please call the roll.
Yes. Do pass to appropriations. Hancock.
Aye.
Hancock, aye. Anderson.
No.
Anderson, no. Block.
Aye.
Block, aye. De Leon. Knight.
No.
Knight, no. Liu. Liu, aye. Steinberg.
Aye.
Steinberg, aye.
The bill has enough votes to pass, but we'll hold the roll open to the absent member.
Thank you, Madam Chair and committee members.
Thank you very much. Senator Leno.